You may have heard of my grandfather. They called him Concrete Charlie. I just called him Pop-Up. He passed away this spring at the age of 89 while I was an intern at NFL Films. I had always heard the family stories about him, but it wasn't until I looked at his past that I saw for myself what a full life he had lived. That's him in 1986, in his hometown, Bethlehem, Pennsylvania.
Pozzetto. Come here. Pozzetto. Come here.
That's his mother, Mary Bednarik, my great-grandmother.
Looky here, there, you're on television.
No.
Sony tu robia, Asia.
No, please. Well, he was tough. And he went to school. Lots of kids wanted to fight him. And they told me, and I told him like that, don't hit him first. But if he hit you, anybody hit you first, give it to him. Give him a good one.
I never met her, but I see where it all came from.
That's what I said, give him a good one.
The toughness. It's probably what made him a three-sport star in high school and helped him survive World War II.
I was an aerial gunner on a B-24 Liberator, and I survived 30 bombing missions over Germany.
After the war, he was offered a football scholarship to the University of Pennsylvania, where he became the answer to this trivia question. Who was the only Ivy Leaguer ever taken number 1 overall in the NFL draft?
I was shocked that they picked me. Did I have aspirations of playing professional football? No. I knew the Eagles were in town. There was a professional football team. That's how it all began.
With the Eagles, Pop-Up's hard-nosed style of play quickly gave him a reputation for toughness. A reputation that, to be honest, he really enjoyed.
There was a kind of an animal instinct. This is the way you go after them. You're frothing from the mouth.
I know it sounds politically incorrect.
Get him. Kill.
But Pop-Up loved to exaggerate for effect.
Certainly, I don't mean you want to kill a person. You'd like to knock his jock off. You just say, kill him. Kill him.
One thing that spoke for themselves were his hands.
From the look of your hands, football was a rough game.
You know, I got a crooked finger, and
My finger was dislocated down around the 20-yard line. And see, that's 180 degrees.
I remember those hands playing the accordion as he sang Slovakian folk songs to my grandmother Emma. Those same hands held many different grandchildren, not to mention several cats. Even the story of his famous nickname, Concrete Charlie, belied his tough guy image. We in the family knew it didn't come from any sledgehammer hit.
I met some guy who worked for the Warner Concrete Company and asked me if I was interested in selling concrete. Well, I lasted 20 years selling ready-mix concrete, and that's how I got the nickname Concrete Charlie, which I like very much. I love the name Concrete Charlie.
Perhaps the only thing he loved more than being Concrete Charlie was telling the story of his most famous play.
The tackle that I made on Frank Gifford, the clock is running down. I'd say 35, 40 seconds to play. And we're ahead 14-10. They're driving. Gifford swings out of the backfield. Here he is coming across the field, looking at the ball, down and in, down and in. They're dangerous. That's like a Volkswagen going down a one-way street, and a Mack truck is coming the opposite way. He went backwards, and the ball flew in the air. Chuck Weber fell on it. I had no idea where Frank Gifford was when I turned around, and I said these exact words: "This game is over, over." Some cameraman went click. He got me standing over him.
They say that photo is one of the most famous in NFL history. But as bad as it looks from Mr. Gifford, I know Pop-Up liked him quite a bit.
Frank's a good friend of mine. As a matter of fact, we were standing together for a function, and he said, "I made you famous, didn't I?" I said, "Yeah, I guess you did, Frank."
They say with that one hit, he became a mythical figure. And even more so for what happened later that season in the 1960 NFL Championship game. At the age of 35, he earned a second nickname, the last of the 60-minute men, by playing every snap on both offense and defense, including the game-saving tackle that clinched the title.
What an electrifying finish. This will be it. Stars back to throw. He takes time. He throws over the middle.
I had him right here in my sight, and I made sure I knocked him down to the ground, and I could see the clock up there going 8, 7. He's squirming to get the heck off of it. When I saw 0, I looked down at him. I said, "You can get up now."
The game's over. The game's over. The Eagles are the champions of the world. Listen.
Since then, the number 60 has always had special significance in Philadelphia. It was in 1960 that the greatest player in team history, number 60, Chuck Bednarik, the last of the 60-minute men, led the Eagles to their last NFL championship. In retirement, he stayed feisty and had an impact on several Eagle coaches.
I reached out to him when I first got there. He hadn't been around the team much before that, since Coach Vermeil had been there. How are you? Good morning. Our D-line coach is dying to meet you. I told him you're out here at practice the other day. Chuck Bednarik, Jim Washburn.
I want to tell you, it's good to meet you, because I'm going to tell you what, you're one of my idols all my life. I got your picture in my house. Thank you. That's an honor.
Well, that's the kind of person he is. He's got your picture standing over Gifford, blown up picture of you. Yeah. He's got that personality, and people love him. Feel free to roam here. You know that.
Thank you.
All right. If you want to, I got a helmet over there too. If you want to put it on, just give it one little crack.
I have met him a few times in alumni sessions that we've had. It was just an awesome experience. He kind of epitomizes Philadelphia. There's a toughness to him. The toughness really the city of Philadelphia is all about is what Chuck Bednarik was all about. We always talk about that the game is built upon the shoulders of the men that went before us, and he's one of the all-time greats.
Eventually, Alzheimer's took his health, but not his sense of humor.
They walked in slow, saying goodbye to Chuck Bednarik, Philadelphia Eagles superstar.
On March 21st, 2015, Pop-Up passed away. At his wake in Bethlehem, the line stretched around the block. Why? Why did he mean so much to so many? Maybe he was the greatest football player they'd ever seen. Maybe they liked his image as the embodiment of physical toughness. Or maybe they were simply there to honor one of their own, a common man who they all knew had led a very uncommon life.
I lived such a full life when I think about surviving the war and then going through what I did in sports. To think that me, Charlie Bednarik, as they say in Slovak, poor kid from the streets of Bethlehem, making it to the top. As far as I'm concerned, I've lived a full life. Concrete Charlie, the Iron Man, really had a hell of a life.
To others, he was a legendary figure, Concrete Charlie, the last of the 60-minute men. To me, he was and always will be my Pop-Up.